everyone. Welcome to another episode of GTV. And today we have a guest from Pinas-Sadya. Her name is Skeeter and she's one of the co-founders of this amazing brand. So today our topic will be how to build your personal online brand without feeling overwhelmed. No? So I'm sure that we can learn a lot from this mompreneur of three. So if you're new to this channel, please like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for more videos like this. So I won't keep you waiting. Let's call in Skeeter. Hi, Skeeter. How are you?
Hi, Ken. Thank you for having me.
And hi, little one. Hello there. Wow. It's nice to see a mompreneur in action.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Skeeter, can you introduce yourself to our audience, to our viewers?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Skeeter. I'm a mom of three. This is Asia, my eldest, just 6, and then I have Astra, who is 3, turning 4, and Ayla is 2. And I've been in the corporate world for so long. We have a common friend, Nicole. So Nicole and I worked in MTV, and I did ABS-CBN. So I'm mostly in sales and marketing, and then that's practically 20 years. So business development, sales, media sales, and marketing. And then on the side, I've been doing my own personal businesses. Like I started at age 26. I got an offer for Nestle, and I said if I would accept this job in Nestle, I would never leave corporate. So I started just like, no, I made that's a turning point. So instead of accepting a corporate job, I just put up a stall in UP Fair and sold t-shirts. So that was my first entrap business at 26. So every now and then I would open a brand and close it, open and close it, just to have a try. I was more into risking, really, into finding myself. And finally, since I've been a mom and I've been into all sorts of journey as a mom. So like say one time I had a postpartum depression. I was so depressed, and that's when I really searched what I really wanted to do and what I'm really good at, which is hosting dinners or entertaining people and really making sure that the house is nice and clean and well decorated. And someone just said like, hey, why won't you just build a brand that's just so you, which is like lifestyle and home, and put it together. And I really have this big vision of the Philippines I really believe that Philippines one day will become first world. I'm not giving up on that. I don't think we will be still alive by the time it becomes first world, but I believe that I'm a contribution to that future. So I said it has to be about Philippines, about better Philippines. So I put up Pinas-Sadya. So Pinas-Sadya is Pinas for Philippines, and Sadya and Bisaya. And Sadya means joy in Bisaya. It also means purpose and intent. So it makes sense that everything I do is with intent and purpose to make Philippines a better country and make Filipinos, more recognized worldwide in what we can do. So yeah, this is me.
Nice. Yeah. I love your products. I've been to your website, and your recent product, the laptop, what do you call that?
It's a lap desk. It's a Solihia lap desk.
Exactly. It's
my product demo. But
yes,
it's a website. So thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk about branding. I think you really did a good job now when it comes to like building a brand. So how did you build it? Maybe
it's not just me. Pinas-Sadya was formed by 3 amazing women. So me, my friend Val, and Rebecca. So the 3 of us have different skill sets. So we put it. The first thing we did we did the Strengths Finder by.
Oh yeah.
The book. So we took that quiz, and then we found our strengths, and they'll say, okay, we have to complement each other. So the 3 of us put it together and build a brand that is really strong, and in a sense that we can live through it. And we can't really commit like, hey, because a brand can die, but a person may hopefully live longer. But the brand can live or die along with the person. They said, let's build a strong brand so that whether we're still together or not, the brand can live on. Yeah. So what we did is that we really had a journey inside. Like say, what do we stand for? What is our values? We started with our values, which is really, we wanted a better Philippines. So Val worked in real estate, a big $1 trillion real estate for so long, and she's marketing there. So she don't want to sell condos anymore. So she said like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and do for the Philippines kind of brand. So we really put together our strengths and say, let's stay with our value, which is let's have a better Philippines kind of brand and contribute to that. So I think that's really important that we agreed where the brand is going. So for anyone who's starting their own brand, you have to be that brand kasi. You cannot fake it na parang you are part of it, especially if it's your online personal brand. Like Pinas-Sadya is my other persona, for example. Yeah. But it was also Val's. It was also Rebecca. Just that I am the face of it right now because they are like building their own empires of their own. But the face or the personality of the brand has also to reflect your own personality. So in my case, it's so strong that I want to be part of how the brand will grow, which is it will breathe a sense of service and that fulfillment that this is the Philippines, that it's so beautiful in your hands right now, our handmade products that are just like beautiful and just like how Philippines is and what Philippines can do. So yeah, start with a value, and that value has to reflect about yourself.
That's a great tip, no? In terms of like the challenges naman, Skeeter, I'm sure like being a mompreneur, like being busy with the kids, with your husband, with a business, it can be overwhelming for a lot of people, no? A lot of moms. Like, how do you manage? Like, can you give us some tips on how you manage?
You have to first accept that this is your world, that you are not just a mompreneur dealing with customers, that you are first a mom and you're a wife and you're running a household and you're running a brand inside your house 24/7. So, and you don't have like a time, like I go to work at this time and end this time. No, the world really changed. The moment we had a lockdown last year, the world shifted. So it became triple exhausting for work at home moms because the challenge is all over. You know, if I had so many months where I didn't have a yaya, I had a challenge that I couldn't find a good yaya at some point. So I had to balance everything, and it's overwhelming. So the way I do it is I embraced that this is my world. I'm not denying it, that I will be managing my business because it can't suffer sales wise or otherwise I can't prolong the business longer. So I have to accept the reality that this is my world right now. Gone were the days when I had assistants or I had like people working for me. Gone were those days because they couldn't come in, and it's different. So acceptance that this is your world and this is the world that I have right now as a business owner of a brand working from home is a very big help mindset wise. So really, I needed to have that mindset that this is the world that I'm having right now. I have 3 kids running all over when I have meetings just like right now. And I may or may not have a good yaya at some point, and I have to be ready to wash the dishes and do the laundry myself. And I have to attend to customers. So in corporate world kasi, I'm so sanay na just to delegate tasks, say, hey, do this and do that, and then follow up na lang ako ng follow up. Especially if you're someone in your late 30s or 40s who are just starting, just begin your life again. It's like, where do you start? It could be overwhelming, but when you start with acceptance that this is your world right now, and you just embrace how the world is revolving around you, then it's easy. It's actually just a mindset, because when you say, oh, it's so overwhelming, how do I run a personal brand alone? Because I'm a solopreneur now. I do order taking, I do the packing, I do customer service, I sometimes book the delivery, I even deliver that item myself. I do so everything that you engage in the Pinas-Sadya website, I'm so involved 100%. But if I was resisting that, then I would have a hard time. But since I embraced it, so that's a very big factor. You embrace your reality and you believe that you can, because it's just a mindset.
How about for the business, Peter? Like, what were your challenges naman when it comes to like running the business?
We had a huge challenge last year because we are not an essential, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. We're like lifestyle and home. We are clothes, and that's the time. It's like the moment I ended the shoot. That was March 15. That was my shoot for the new collection. That's the day it was lockdown.
Lockdown.
The lockdown started when I just finished the shoot for the new collection. It's like, what will I do? Like, people are like worrying where to eat, what to eat, and whatever. It's all about survival. So we suffered in 2020, but we almost actually folded Pinas-Sadya in 2020. That's how critical that decision was. And then I just said, no, I will just put my two feet in and just like say, live it, have it live on, despite the challenges. So we started negative in 2021, in January 21, but it just picked up because the moment I put my 2 feet together and say, I'm here, that's the moment I started drawing and say, what about we do this? And that's when I started like, hey, let's do this lap desk, from scratch. So I drew it from scratch, and then it got picked up. Like Marian Rivera posted about it, and a lot of people wanted it. And then so it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with just putting your mindset that despite the pandemic, because you said earlier, I hope it will end. In my opinion, I don't think this will end, and we shall not wait for it to end, because right now it is not ending. And this is Asra. This is my 3-year-old.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Say hello.
Yeah, I love your stories, Skeeter. Like, thank you for being authentic, and thank you for sharing with us that story. So in terms of the lessons that you've gathered along the way, can you share like some of the biggest lessons that you've learned?
Yeah. So the first one is I cannot do everything by myself. Okay. I am a solopreneur now, but I can't do everything by myself. I still don't have an assistant, by the way. Yeah. So I delegate the tasks that I'm not good at. Like, say, I'm not good at, diba? Inisip talaga. Saan ba ako hindi magaling? No, I'm not good at like the back end of the system. Like, oh my God, anong gagawin ko to sales report, the back end? So I would call a friend. I would still call Val. I would still call Rebecca, my co-founders, even if they're the busiest on their own. I would still call them because I have to. That's the biggest lesson for people like us, especially if we think that we know everything, and it's so difficult for us to ask for help. Always ask for help, because you really cannot do 100% all the time. Even if you are a superwoman, you can't, right? So I just listed, and this is a real list. Like, I listed all my all the things that I'm good at. So it's like an inventory of the things that I'm good at, and things that I needed help from. So it's really a twofold list. And I said, like, this is where I'm gonna focus, and this is where I'm gonna get help from. So I needed help to clear my mindset. Yeah. Because I have the biggest ego in the world, right? So if you are raised with, I'm very competitive.
I can do it. I can do everything.
Right? So, and then it's the biggest thing, because I did not recognize that I have the biggest ego, that I couldn't accept that I can't do certain things. So when I got a coach in how to really build my mindset into that mind frame that I've always been coming from lack pala. My being competitive is coming from lack pala the whole time. Kaya ako parang, no, kaya ko yan, because from lack. Yeah. That's the truth. But when I started to come from abundance and really believe that, things can be done, it will just flow without me really insisting on how it can be done. And then the things that I need will be provided if I'm just letting go and surrender and being vulnerable. And things just started to shape up, right? So imagine now I'm running Pinas-Sadya solo, and we started negative in January 2021, and we just hit the highest sale of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, in March, April. So that's the thing. So basically, it's like the odds are against me, but when I shifted into that mindset, like, no, the challenges are just reality wise, it doesn't look good, but if I really have to go and think and get some help, so that's the biggest lesson. You have to sit down what you can do and you cannot do, and you ask some help for the things that you can do.
It seems like your message is like self-awareness is a big thing when it comes to running a business. You really should know like who you are as a person. In terms of like the proudest moment that you had, maybe let's talk about that. Like being a mom, I know like you have like a lot of proud moments, no? So maybe you can share like a few.
Yeah, but very recently, I shared with you earlier when I was doing my makeup that I am a reluctant designer. I don't like that word. I'm so not comfortable with that because I never went to a design school. My story was, instead of me going to a graduate school in design or whatever, I just sent my 3 other siblings to college. So our family were in a financial challenge that instead of me doing a post-grad, I would just, send my siblings to college. So I kind of regretted like, oh, why didn't I go to design school? So, but when I did Pinas-Sadya na, and then Val, my co-founder would just say, oh, ikaw na mag-design yan, kaya mo na yan. It's like, hindi naman ako designer and all. But when I started to really believe that maybe I can, remember in January we were negative, and then it said, I need one product that will sell. One product that will sell like hotcakes. Na magkakagulo yung mga tao. And I just started drawing. I didn't go to a design school, so I will design. Yun lang.
Nice.
Bakit ba? Sino may sabi na I need to go? So I just design. I just started drawing, like say in a piece of paper, this is what I need because I work on the bed most of the time.
Yeah.
Yung pagising mo, check mo yung whatever.
Exactly.
So I work at the bed most of the time. It's like, hey, I always like make patong the pillows. And I said like, what if I don't even know, I didn't Google what's lap desk and whatever. So I just said, what if there's like a desk in front of me that I can just pull in, it's like a tray. So I just drew it and I said, I wanted it Filipino, so I wanted it Solidia and this whatever. So I did the measurements and whatever. And then I have teams naman of bag makers. I have a team of Madista, and I have a team of like wood makers that I sourced and do a social and prep myself. It's like a group of skilled craftsmen that they don't know what to do, like say a weaver or whatever. So I teach them, hey, this is what you do best. Let's make a business out of it, but you have to do it on your own.
Yeah,
I can be your most important client the whole time.
Or
but
client,
but I build your social enterprise. How much to loan money, where to loan money, how to do it, and whatever. So I kind of teach this. So one group of skilled craftsmen are doing really good works in wood. So I drew something and I said, can we do this? So we did a prototype. And then, so nagawa na, I had the prototype. So I just took a photo. Everything you see, by the way, on the website, I just took a photo of it. Like I'm the creative director, film makeup artist and model. So my models are mayayas mostly.
Oh wow!
So yeah, which is another story. My breakout yaya, which is Atlanta. So I just took a photo of it and then I posted it. And I remember this one proud moment. Yung mga post namin sa Pinas-Sadya, mag-post ako, 10 likes, na-research ko, 20, 30 likes. Yun lang, every time we post. Yun lang, that's how, we have a very small group lang. 30 likes is most. So I said, okay, I post something about the lab test. And then I was with the kids now. We swam in the pool, I was doing the gardening. Then after 1 hour or something, pagbalik ko, oh my God, less than 1 hour, 102 likes na siya. Oh my God, hanggang 30 likes lang ang tops namin. 102 na. And then, so I was like panicking, hey, this product might be working. So I called my husband. And I said, hey, should we boost this? Because wala akong ibang kausap nila. So husband, can we boost this? So what should we do? She said, yeah, you prepare something, we can boost it and whatever. While I was talking to him, nag-like na si Marian.
Oh, wow.
And then Marian Rivera messaged me na parang, hey, Skeet, I like it. I was panicking at the same time. So yung kausap ko yung husband ko, how do we boost this? Ano ba siya? Carousel ba siya? Whatever. Nag-message sa Catriona Gray. And that's a matter of... It's like, what? Kat? I was like, never felt so proud of myself because I really could have given up Pinas-Sadya along with my dreams because it's negative na last year, right?
Yeah.
So when I had that kutob, that ano na parang no, I have to, because this is an expression of myself. This is an extension of me.
Yeah.
I'm a mom and whatever. I'm creative. Like this thing, I just designed this. Like I made it. Like, so I make my clothes. I make my whatever. Like that pillow, I made the pom-poms just to make it better. Ganun akong klaseng tao. So if like the business not working and I'm gonna close it, it's like closing part of me. So I'm just gonna trust myself. And when I trusted myself to design and to just like embrace it, that I can make things happen. Na-appreciate pala nila. It's just a matter of less than an hour.
That's such a great feeling.
And Shara, Soto, or whoever it was, like, ang dami din, guys. So sobrang humbled ako na.
That's such a nice story, Skeeter. So, grabe no, when you're about to give up talaga, that's when like, no, I have to do this, and then you change your mindset, and this happens. Like this amazing thing happens. So wonderful. So what's in store for people, your customers for 2021? Will you have new designs? And maybe you can share with us like what your intentions are, like not only for the short term, no, but for the long term. Like how do you envision Pinas-Sadya to be?
Pinas-Sadya, really, we built it to be a platform for Filipinos to be proud of themselves. So this is a platform that builds a generation of proud Filipinos. Because we're into the Koreans, there's no harm in loving other products of other culture in other countries, but our culture is just so rich. So if we just embrace it and say, parang ang dami namang attempts before, like Yabang Filipino or support local, whatever. If we just have to build that and make it part of the generation that really believes in like, this is local. And it's really happening now, actually. The people in film, music wise, the people or the clothes that we wear, the dinner wares that we use, like this mug. Oh my God, this amazing potter. Her name is Mia Casal. I love her mug.
Oh, I know Mia.
Oh yeah, and Mia only makes mugs like sabi niya, my next schedule July na. Ay, mag-board na ako kasi, right? And then, so when you really know this, so that's why it's part of my duty to really just make the products of the Philippines be more known in a wider scale. So that's why I just started. Hindi ko na siya natuloy, but I will do it. Hindi ko pa na-edit yung podcast namin ni Nicole. I just started a podcast and I started like a YouTube. Reluctant pa ako to face it camera. Just to have the platform to talk about this, like interviews like this. I never worn makeup for the past 3 months, siguro, but this is a good idea for me. Just show up,
exactly.
And talk about. Yeah, so what people can really look forward to in Pinas-Sadya. So we are actually we have just launched the new line. We just restocked our bestsellers last year. So that's restocked right now. The bags, the ponchos, we call it the kimono poncho because, it's so easy. When you have deliveries in Lalo, you don't want to dress it. So you just cover it like this one, right? So, so that's a new line that we have, and I'm into the wholesale right now. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm working with a big brand in the US, so we will support. Provide for them.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully, it's actually happening now. Sa final stages na lang kami. So you will see a lot of Pinas-Sadya more on. We'll still be online for sure. I won't do mortar and brick naman anytime soon. So I will just do that, but I will probably just continue more on my podcast and YouTube and basically build a brand that's like how to really start and build your own personal brand without overwhelm. That's what I wanted to really cover because a lot of people our age are like so scared to start again or over again as themselves. Because for people who are like, what is me? Who is me? What is my authentic self? And whatever. These are the valid questions that, your biology or math teacher can't even answer for you, or even your closest friends. Like, who are you? This is a process that you have to go through. So sometimes it would need for someone like you to ask me this for me to share it. Like, right? We actually didn't know each other before this. We have common friends, but for you to ask me this, it's my platform or your platform to share. So I also wanted Pinas-Sadya to be a platform for that, where people who are starting over again as themselves can start and build and get coaching and consultancy from personal mindset wise or business mindset wise. So yun yung next mo i-build.
Yeah, that's a great cause. Maybe I can interview you again when it's there.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Pa kung paano gawin. But I think papunta talaga doon. Kasi a lot of people are like, me, I started this because I was depressed. You know, when you're depressed, ang sarap mag-give up ha, na parang wala akong kwenta kasi ang taba-taba ko.
Yes.
Ayaw ako na forever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So especially when you are in your mid-30s or when you're approaching your 40s and when people invalidate you, pag nawalan ka ng trabaho, a lot of people lost jobs now, and a lot of us really attach our worth to our jobs.
To our jobs. Exactly.
We attach our worth to our jobs. So it's basically like, pag nawalan ka ng trabaho, wala ka ng kwenta. Oh no, we forgot that we are not our job. We are not our hair. We are not our skin. We're not whatever. So someone has to tell this to you. So I think that's an extension of Pinas-Sadya. So there's only one you in the world. Sadyang ikaw, walang katulad.
I love that. So such a nice tip. Speaking of tips, maybe for my last question, Skeeter, like what are your tips for those aspiring mompreneurs who are watching? Because I know that there are a lot of moms right now who want to start their own businesses at this time, just for additional sources of income. So they're thinking of that. So maybe you can give us like some tips.
Yes. So the first one that I can really share is to have that mindset of abundance. You can read and Google. This is really a different school of thought. The mindset of abundance is the opposite of the mindset of lack, which our natural state. Our natural state is tamad. Tamad yung brain natin, gumalaw. Ma-adapt lang yung brain. Our brain will just adapt what we provide it for. Yeah. So if we grew up in an environment where we're always compared to, you know, I mean, the entire school system is like that. We're always compared. There's only one valedictorian, right? So the whole education structure is built like that. So we also grew up comparing ourselves to others, and we forgot that we have so much, but we believe that we have so much less that we are less than, right? So it's so difficult, especially when you're 30s and 40s and you're a mom, you're struggling, you lost your job, you're starting. It could be overwhelming. So the first step is really embrace that mindset of abundance. So it's a lot. There's a lot of readings and YouTube about this. You have to start with that and constantly progress into waking up every day, just being grateful. Just wake up every day. You start with that. You wake up every day. You say 10 things. Say it lang. Don't write it. Me, I write it because it lasts longer. It becomes a muscle habit. Well, if I write in a journal, but if you don't, you just wake up and say, thank you for the sun. Thank you for my eyes that I still can see. Thank you for, I'm still breathing right now. Thank you for the voice of my children. They are still alive and awake.
Yeah.
And whatever, 10 things, that small things that you're grateful for. So gratefulness, you can start with that. And then when you see yourself in the mirror, this is very baduy, but it's true. When you see yourself in the mirror, you high-five yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You high-five yourself because hey, you got this. You got this. When you see yourself in the mirror, say, hey, you're struggling, but I won't leave you alone. You got this. Kausapin mo sarili mo. Kahit weird. It's a lot of things. That's just 5 seconds of just boosting your energy and just say, you got this. I won't leave you. We can do this together.
Yeah.
Because you're your own best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We die alone, by the way. So kahit na may asawa ka, may anak ka, we die alone. So when you really see yourself as that person, like, hey, you got this. Kaya mo to. I know this, right? 5 seconds. So that's a gratefulness. And then you do your mirror exercise where that is
my high five.
Yeah, and then me, I do my journal. I do my journal, not like, hey, dear diary, not like that. I do my affirmation journal. And just to affirm what I am to this world, what is my purpose here. I always repeat that every day until I believe it, because the stories that we created in our mind are so strong. I don't know how long you have, but really my life happened to me when I was 6. So my daughter's age right now is 6. My life happened when I was 6. I was 6 when my brother and I graduated kindergarten, and he had a medal and I had ribbon. Because, yeah, he can read better than me. He's 1 year older than me. So he's a valedictorian, everyone else not, right? So my life started there. And I had 3 times of depression when I was 23, 29, and 38. So imagine, ganon yung, it's the same theme. I'm not good enough. I'm lesser than, tumaba ako, ang pangit ko, whatever. It's so easy because we believe in these stories in ourselves. So for you to change that story, you have to mindfully really rewrite your new story that you want to believe in.
Yeah.
I think those are the 3 steps that I can
love
give
it.
because you have your own strengths. Ginger, you have your own strengths that are different than mine, and different than Nicole, different than Val, whatever. But when we really find our own strengths, and how do you find it? We travel within. The journaling is a traveling within. Looking yourself in the eye in the mirror is traveling within. Talking to God, praying, meditating, whatever you do that is in silence is traveling within. You travel within because the outer world doesn't provide things for you. I'm going to know that. The inner world really provides things for us. Like when we come from within. When I said, I think designer color, I think I'm galing kong designer. When I started to believe that, that's what I drew.
That's what happened.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yun lang, the power inside, just let it out.
I love it. I'm so inspired. I'm gonna do that. High five to myself every month. I know. I'm sure like our viewers are really inspired now, Skeeter, like to get started or like not to give up, no? Even if we're feeling so down and depressed at this point in time, there is still hope. So as long as there's still hope, let's do it. So let's go for our dreams and go for our goals. So yes, I'd like to invite you, Skeeter, to please invite them to visit your site. Maybe you can drop your social media accounts and your website.
Yes, Pinas-Sadya. That's 2 words. Pinas-Sadya. We're on IG. I personally reply to your messages on IG. And it's also pinas-sadya.com. So it's a portal, a website of everything beautifully done by Filipinos all over the Philippines. So I curate it myself. I also design most of the things there myself. So as you can see, my back is so Filipino. So please let me know where you're from, what do you think, what can we do together. I'm just there. I'm very hands-on in all my portals. So thank you for having me, Ginger.
Thank you, Skeeter. So for our viewers, I will place the links to your site and all of your social media accounts in the show notes below. So that's it. I hope you're all inspired. Thank you, Skeeter.
Yes, thank you too. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching another episode of GTV. I don't know about you, but I am super duper inspired to do my best and to high five myself every day. So thank you so much, Skeeter, for sharing your experiences, your wisdom, and your knowledge today. So again, this episode is brought to you by Taxumo. Super easy for the super busy. So if you want someone or a system, basically, this is a system that will automate the computation, payment, and filing of your taxes, please check out www.taxumo.com. And if you have any inquiries, just chat on that chat box. You'll see this icon on the lower right section of the screen and chat away. And they are very responsive, so they'll respond to you right away. So thank you again for joining this episode. Again, this is Ginger from GTV. Have a great day.